Welcome to the College Football Bros. I'm Michael Newman.
I'm Ryan Newman.
And I'm Trey Newman.
Day 4 of quarterback rankings week is the Pac-12. Tomorrow's the SEC, so be sure to subscribe if you want to check that out. But let's get to my Pac-12 rankings. So let us know in the comments below any disagreements you have. But Ryan, who did I have number 12? Because I forget. I really didn't put much thought into it.
Yeah, you need me to remind you.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, dead last, we have Brendon Lewis from Colorado.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of an easy choice for now. He was struggled through the air last year, or JT Shrout, if he's the one that becomes the starter, is also unproven. So, and I really don't like the hire of Mike Sanford at offensive coordinator. So and plus they lost Brendan Rice, one of their good young receivers. Not a lot of good feelings about Colorado's offense this year.
No. Agree there. Number 11, Jack Plummer of Cal.
Yeah, he played reasonably well at Purdue. He's transferring over from Purdue. But that was under Jeff Brom, who I think has the ability of making quarterbacks look really good and developing them well. So maybe he's developed him well to the point where he's going to take what he learned and do very well at Cal. But I don't know. I just don't have quite as much faith in Bill Musgrave, their offensive coordinator, and a questionable supporting cast. I know we're just trying to rank the quarterbacks themselves, but sometimes the situation they're put in influences it a little bit. But I do think this is quite a big jump up from number 12. Like, I think Jack Plummer's competent.
Yeah, I agree with that. Moving on to number 10, we have Emory Jones, the Florida transfer. He's now at Arizona State.
Yeah, he was a tough one to rank. He's a really good runner, but threw way too many interceptions last year. Very talented, but I don't know. It was kind of a disappointing season last year, and now outside of a Dan Mullen offense, I'm not sure I'm expecting him to look better. So for now, I have him 10, and I guess I'll let him prove me wrong if he's better than that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, moving on to number 9, Michael Penix at Washington.
Dylan Morris, the incumbent, is also in the race, but yeah, Penix coming over from Indiana. I think whoever the quarterback is, the offense is going to be a lot better than it was last year because head coach Kalen DeBoer is a very good offensive coordinator. And even though Penix struggled last year at Indiana, maybe just reuniting with DeBoer, because DeBoer was his offensive coordinator in, I think it was 2019. Sorry, Ryan, that's pre-COVID, but it was a great union. So I think he should have a decent season if he stays healthy. That's a big if.
That is a big
He's
if.
he's a guy I'm rooting for.
But
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's going to do all right there. Moving on to yet another transfer. We have Beau Nix at number 8. He's at Oregon now.
I just realized he's like Penix, but without the P. Anyway, just a little wordplay there. You changed the. Anyway, let's get away from that. So given Beau Nix's numbers in his career, I think you could argue that this ranking is actually generous because he hasn't been very efficient, but he's had supporting cast issues. Offensive line hasn't been great. It has been bad for him at Auburn. His receivers have dropped a ton of passes, and he's been playing in the SEC West, the toughest division in the country. Yeah. So I think there's reasons to think that he could take a step forward with a change of scenery. So I'm kind of giving him a break there. And he's still got that 5-star pedigree. We're pretty far removed from that, so that's why he's not higher on this list. But I did give him a little bit of a break for the stats.
Fair.
Number 7, Jayden DeLa at Arizona.
Yeah, he is, I would think, a strong favorite over the freshman Noah Fafita. He's had off-the-field issues, but as far as on the field, he was really good last year at Washington State. I think with him and UTEP wide receiver transfer Jacob Cowing coming in, that should be a pretty good pairing. And just in general, Jed Fish has been bringing in pretty good skill talent. So I'm thinking Arizona is going to be one of the more improved offenses in the country and definitely the Pac-12.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. All right, moving on to number 6, Stanford quarterback Tanner McKee looking for a bounce-back season for the Cardinal.
Yeah, he was a borderline 5-star recruit coming out of high school, took his mission, Ended up at Stanford. And yeah, his first season as a starter last year, he was solid, especially when you consider the fact that his struggles down the stretch were, partially due to injuries around him, and he actually got hurt himself. So I think this year he could take a big step forward with the offense second in the nation in returning production. He's a guy that is getting some buzz as a potential NFL draft prospect. So, wouldn't surprise me to see him take a big step forward.
All right, number 5, Chance Nolan at Oregon State.
Yeah, he is probably going to be the starter, but Tristan Gebbia is back, so we'll see what happens there. But Pro Football Focus had Nolan as the second highest graded quarterback in the Pac-12 last year. He had a really good 8.4 yards per pass attempt, plus he's a solid runner. Now, they don't pass a ton. They're definitely a heavy running team, so they don't ask him to do a whole lot, like I said. But, so I guess that's part of the reason he isn't higher for me, even though I just said, PFF has him as the second highest graded passer. Right. It's just, I don't know. And some people might argue it's too high. I don't know. I really kind of struggled with what to think of Chance Nolan, but the numbers were good last year.
And Jonathan Smith does a really good job with his quarterbacks there, so no problem there. Moving on to, just another transfer. I mean, goodness, how many kids are not transfers on this Pac-12? It's like 3?
The Pac-12, I think 8 of these guys did not start their career, I think it is, at their current school.
I mean, DTR
started, there. Chance Nolan, I assume.
I thought he was a JUCO guy.
Oh, was he a JUCO? That does sound familiar, actually, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right there.
If I'm not mistaken. Tanner McKee.
I mean, either way, it's
Tanner McKee, but you could say he started on his mission, man. He transferred from the church. Anyway.
Yeah, it's transfer.
Brendan Lewis? Is he
conference?
I don't think so.
Yeah, has he been in Colorado yet? All right, anyways, a lot of transfers. We're at number 4. We have Cameron Ward, who we're pretty excited about at Washington State.
Yeah, so this one is a gamble, I guess, but he was great at Incarnate Word in the FCS the last couple of years. Last year, 47 touchdowns, 10 interceptions on 590 pass attempts. So he was airing it out. Yeah, Word. Comes to Wazoo with his head coach, who's going to become Wazoo's offensive coordinator. He also has his best receiver coming from Incarnate Word, so it's very reminiscent of what happened at Western Kentucky with Zappy and Zach Kitley and Jareth Stearns, the receiver. So hopefully, I mean, if it works out anywhere close to as well as that, then he could be even higher than 4th. But yeah, I'm kind of buying in. I'm buying in on the talent of Ward.
He's on my short list of players that I can't wait to see this year. Mm-hmm. All right, number 3, Dorian Thompson-Robinson at UCLA.
Yeah, his last 2 seasons have been really good. He started to live up to the hype that he had coming out of high school. Over 8 yards per pass attempt, 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. He's a really good runner. He's just improved a lot throughout his career, and I would expect another solid season from him and UCLA. So he was kind of an easy 3rd for me.
Yeah, he's got the proof on the field now, so he's an easier one to rank. All right, number 2. I thought he was a little bit harder to rank here. We have Cam Rising from Utah.
Yeah, but kind of like you were bringing up in one of our other episodes, I can't remember who it was, where you're talking value over replacement. Who was it that went out? You said, it was Dracovic.
Oh, it was Grizel and Dracovic.
Yeah, exactly. Well, with Cam Rising, it was Charlie Brewer who started the season, and when Cam Rising was inserted, that completely turned around Utah's season. The offense became much better. He had 20 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions on 64% completion, so he was really good. He also ran for 500 yards on 6.7 yards per carry. That's extremely valuable.
And he was having that from Rising.
No, but he was having a great Rose Bowl against Ohio State before he got injured. So everything was really good. I think not having Britton Covey will hurt, but he's still got a couple good tight ends and good running back to hand off to. I think he'll have another really good year.
Indeed. And then number 1, I think most of the people in the country would have number 1, Caleb Williams at USC.
Yes, of course, a former 5-star recruit and lived up to the hype last year at Oklahoma. He was 4th in the nation in QBR, 5th in pass efficiency, and that was, of course, as a true freshman. Now, another year of experience, another year in Lincoln Riley's system. He's got Jordan Addison to throw to, so everything's just kind of set up well for him, and I think he was the easy choice. He was clearly the biggest domino in the transfer market, and for good reason.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair
all
enough.
right, let's get to the full list here. Any big disagreements, Ryan? What do you think?
I would probably slide Chance Nolan down a little bit.
Okay.
I think I'd probably put him maybe 8th or so. Instead of 5th, which isn't a big gap. But I do think when I try to put these guys, like Michael always says, in a vacuum and just not trying to judge the situation, I think Jonathan Smith does great jobs, a great job with quarterbacks. So I think if you put Jayden DeLa there or Tanner McKee, I think they'd probably even do better than Chance Nolan has done. When I see Nolan, I see a little limited with his arm. Does have some nice running ability, but I think I see a little bit of a limited QB, but. Not a huge disagreement, but
Ryan Kuiper.
Sorry.
No, that's fair.
Didn't you guys get the feeling? I don't know.
I'm very easily swayed because I'm already like, yep, he's down 2 slots. Maybe not 3. I'll give you 2.
Yeah.
No, there's and then
so yeah, you would put him
I'd probably
behind.
look at
You already said Tanner McKee and Jayden DeLa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I look at like Cameron Ward. We've talked about the high hopes for him, but he's a guy that's, you look at the end of the year and I wouldn't be surprised if he's like 1st or 2nd or like 9th or 10th. There's such a high variance with him. We just don't know what to expect. But I'm with you on the ranking. I'm just of any of these guys, he's kind of probably the biggest variance guy out there.
Yeah,
for
sure. I guess for me this episode was a lot easier than the Big 12 episode. I really didn't know what I was doing with those rankings, or at least I struggled, I'll say. But yeah, as far as this conference overall, where they stack up, I think the addition of Caleb Williams was obviously huge in their kind of overall ranking among the conferences. I think that maybe pulls them about even with Big 12 and Big 10. I don't know. They're all kind of on.
I'd probably have the Big 10 a tiny bit ahead of them.
That's fair.
Did I say Big 10?
I don't
Big
know.
12.
Big 12 ahead of them. I don't know. For me, they were all like on the same tier, but then the ACC and SEC tomorrow, I think, are on another tier.
Yeah. Like DTR at number 3. That's a really good number 3. I think it's pretty decent.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and even Tanner McKee at 6, Jayden DeLa at 7. Like, those guys are pretty good. So
yeah,
fair enough. Yeah.
Anyway. That'll do it for this episode of the College Football Bros. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our channel because we've got college football content all year round. And tomorrow we're going to have the SEC. Also, over the next few days, we're going to have the independent and G5 quarterback rankings, as well as the overall top 15 quarterback rankings in college football. And perhaps a couple of these guys in the Pac-12 will be on that list. So we will talk to you soon.
You've been watching the College Football Bros. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and in your podcast app for college football content all year round. For bonus episodes and access to our Discord chat, join our Patreon at patreon.com/collegefootballbros. Thanks for watching.